This is a story I call Mom Knows Best. Captain Penny was a local childhood television personality of the late 1950s, early 1960s here in Cleveland. Those were the infant days of television. It was all live. He had a pleasing face, gentle demeanor, calm voice. He wore a railroad engineer's costume. He was easy to watch, and since watching television was the miraculous, amazing new thing, well, he was popular. Plus, he played the Three Stooges, which absolutely was the reason I and every other boy in my elementary school watched him. Our moms hated Larry, Curly, and Moe, but we loved them and delighted in their madcap antics. Their slapstick conking and head bonking was riotous. Captain Penny would caution us that while we laugh at what they do, we don't do what they do. I'm sure now that was said to try and deflect irate mothers' calls to the station. Probably wasn't very successful. And while we boys never got into the eye poking, all of us were expert at Curly's signature hand clapping, cheek drumming, and nyop, nyop, nyop. Oh my, those Three Stooges are still hilarious. If you're a guy, girls hate them, guys love them, still do. Well, the good captain dispensed homilies as part of his show, and he always ended his show with the following. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool Mom. I still remember him saying that. Funny what stays with you. Wasn't it first said by Mark Twain or Abraham Lincoln? Maybe Ben Franklin. One of my teachers, I forget which one, said just about every good quotation can be traced back to one of those three. Being so homey, I bet it was Lincoln. Childhood memories are like that, fickle. It's funny what you remember. Not funny, ha-ha, but funny that one memory should stay with you while another one, even an important one, should not. I remember when I learned how to make coffee. In our house, Mom did all the cooking, Dad went to work. Mom did the household stuff. No value judgment, it's just the way it was for all of us at the time. Making coffee was my first foray into cooking. We had a shiny, formal coffee maker, on legs it was. It was reserved for when we had company over, like Dr. Castle. Dr. Castle was the senior pastor at our church and slightly more, way more than merely mortal. So when his family came over to dinner, Mom was sure to use the shiny coffee maker rather than just the coffee pot. To make coffee, I found that you took the stem out of the pot, and on top of the stem was a basket. Now, you filled the basket, sorted to the top with coffee, and then the pot with water at heat, and sometime later, voila, you have coffee. I was thrilled, both at my new skill and that my parents enjoyed it so. Well, when you acquire a new skill, you're not only justifiably proud of it, but you're bursting with enthusiasm. So, when my school, 5th grade, Holly Lane Elementary, a new school in our development, had a rummage sale fundraiser one Saturday, my eye fell on a coffee pot on one of the tables. It must have been reasonably priced because I paid for it out of my own money. Jackpot! I couldn't wait to get it home. I would make coffee for my mom and Dad. home in front of the stove. The unit was complete. I had checked that out at the school. Over to the sink, fill it up to, well, sort of about there. Get out the coffee, spoon, yeah, about that much in the basket. Put the top on. Cool glass thing to let you see the coffee percolating. And then on the stove, and you turn on the heat. You know, it's tough to wait. They're really tough. Oh, I can get out the cups out, and saucers too. We never use saucers every day, but this was special. Well, a small place will work for saucers because I didn't want a chance breaking the good china. Set it in front of Dad, seated at the kitchen table. Mom was bustling around the kitchen. I set her place too, right next to Dad's. Satisfied. Everything's prepared on that front. Wait. Oh my, wait. It's starting to perk. You can see it percolating through the glass thingy on top. Nothing else to do. Got everything set. You know, there's one other thing about making coffee, that when nature calls, you still have a little time to do your business. So I took care of things on that front too. When I got back, the coffee was just about ready. It sure smelled good. Asked Mom to have a seat, please. And I turned off the stove with a flourish. Proudly, I brought the coffee pot over to the table, nodded at Mom, ladies first. With fanfare, I started to pour her a cup. Yikes! The coffee was green! The coffee was green! I was astonished, astounded, way beyond disbelief. I looked at the coffee pot. I looked at the green coffee in the cup. I looked back at the coffee pot, then to the green coffee. I was speechless. Gently, Dad said, "Oh my, that coffee pot must make green coffee." Well, we can't drink that. No, you can't drink that, I agreed, still looking back and forth from the coffee pot to the coffee. Sadly, I took the coffee pot over to the sink and poured out the green coffee. Put the cup and small plates back in the cupboard, dirty cup in the sink. With more than just the usual case of childhood disappointment, I took one more deflated, sorry, but accepting look at the coffee pot. I put the pot down and went on with the rest of my childhood. Years later, maybe I had kids of my own. I happened to mention that, I'd never run into another coffee pot that made green coffee. Dad looked at Mom. Mom looked back at him. My eyebrows lifted as I looked at both of them. "Do you think it's time you knew?" Dad asked her. Mom nodded. "Well, we knew that you were so very proud of that pot," Dad said. But that pot had made a lot of coffee. Lots. I don't think that they had used it to clean paintbrushes, but maybe something pretty close. It had seen a lot. That's why they donated it to the rummage sale. Now, I couldn't think of any way out without hurting your feelings. So I was resigned to drink some of that awful stuff with a smile on my face. But when you left the room, your mother showed her genius. She went over to the spice cabinet, took out some green food coloring, and put it in the coffee. we've never had the nerve to tell you before now. I looked at Dad, looked at Mom. She confirmed the story with gentle eyes, a small, comforting smile. Parents, kids, some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time. But you can't fool Mom.